Hey, my love, it's your girl, Corey Love, and I am not here for a cinema conversation, but it is a conversation about cinema stuff. So, this is for a discussion about the recent statement Tubi actors are not real actors. So, we're not going to give any more energy to the individual that shared it, but we are going to discuss the statement. So, as you guys know, my platform is a positive space for all things Black independent film. I keep it real, but I'm positive at the same time. Listen, if you ever have a conversation that's related to film, if you want to discuss it on my platform, send me a DM and we can make it happen. So if this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning guest, thanks for always rocking with your girl. You already know my motto. If there were no you, there would be no Corey Love Show. If you don't know, tonight, I don't know if you saw the Facebook post or the YouTube message, but tonight I'm going to be having a carefree cinema conversation, a discussion match with individuals in the independent film industry, from producers to actors, cinematographers, and everything else. Each one of them does a lot behind the scenes. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and do my intro and then bring them on. Your host, Corey Love. All right, that's me. Listen, we're going to go over some housekeeping rules. First of all, we're going to be respectful. Be respectful to everyone that's on the panel, even the individuals that are in the audience. Please, when you drop your comments, be respectful to everyone. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. You may disagree, but let's be nice and respectful, right? So as an educator, you know I'm going to do this alphabetically. So I'm going to bring them all on, and then we're going to go to each one and allow them to introduce themselves. So we're going to start with Ashley. I'm doing first name alphabetically.
Okay. Hi, y'all. My name is Ashley Brantley. I'm a filmmaker out here in Houston, writer, director, producer, DP, editor, and I am so passionate about film. I'm so excited to talk about this subject. Let's go.
All right. And who is next alphabetically? Broadway Louie, he's not here, so it's going to be you, Emily.
Hey everyone, my name is Emily Mahoney. I'm a professional actor based in Austin, Texas. I moved here from Tampa, Florida, and it just opened up a whole world of this industry to me because we don't have exactly like this in Florida. So it's really exciting, and I look forward to a great discussion.
And Marcus?
What's going on? My name is Marcus Woods. I am a professional actor, done a whole bunch of things all over the place. I don't want to get into all that, but I'm just happy to be in the room with the other talented people to have this discussion. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. And Raymond Frank?
How you doing? I'm Raymond Frank from Grand Productions. I'm a producer, writer, director, actor, and I'm ready to get deep into this. I can't wait.
Sharika?
My name is Sharika Bray, and I am a film producer with Bray Films.
All right. And I just really quick, I know Emily said she's from Tampa. She's in Texas, and Ashley's also in Texas, Houston. Emily, you're in Houston too, right?
I'm in Austin.
Austin. Okay. Raymond is in Detroit.
In Detroit, indeed.
Marcus is in Detroit, and Sharika is in Wichita, right?
Wichita, Kansas. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, and Emily, I do have someone that I want to connect you with. She's actually bringing a studio to Austin. So I think it'll be a great person for you to connect with. I'll give you that information. I got to tell you now if I forget. But we're going to go ahead and get on started. So I just want to put this out there, first of all, for those of you that are not familiar with the indie industry. So independent films can be from $1 all the way to millions of dollars. So when we say independent film, a lot of people think Detroit, they think Texas, and they think on that scale. However, some of the films that are on big productions are independent films. I just wanted to put that out there because I don't I think a lot of people think all independent films are in Tubi. There's independent films on Netflix as well too. They just have bigger budgets and they're able to do that. So I just wanted to share that. But an independent film is a film that's not backed by a major production or major studio like Warner Brothers, Universal, or any of those. All right. For those of you who may not know, just gonna give you a little history. And I know Marcus is really good at giving, you know, a little history. So he's gonna help me and correct me if I'm wrong. And Ashley. So I'm excited. I'm ready to get going. The first thing I want to say to each of you, and I'm gonna give you like a few seconds to think about it. I want you to, in your best, to try your best in one word. In one word, tell me what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear Tubi actor. I hope.
I don't want to go.
You gotta go first. Okay, we're gonna go backward alphabetically then. My first name, Sharika.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll say independent actor, like
Okay.
independent.
One word. Okay. Who's backwards? Who's alphabetically backward after Sharika? Raymond.
I say pissed.
Pissed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like pissed.
Marcus.
Artist.
I like that. And Emily.
Sharika took mine right out of my mouth. But I'll deviate from that and I'll say viewable.
Viewable?
Yes.
I like that. And Ashley.
I'm gonna say underrated.
Okay. All right. I'm just writing them down. So Sharika said independent. Raymond said pissed. Ashley said, no, Marcus said artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Viewable, Emily, and underrated was Ashley. So, all right. Hey, you all, thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments that you want to share during the live, please drop them in the comments. If you missed the housekeeping rules, we are going to be respectful because everyone is entitled to their opinion. All right, so I asked you guys that, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later and see when we come back that the audience can see, you know, from y'all's standpoint, why you chose those terms to describe Tubi actor. And I'm going to keep doing the quotations because we're going to talk about what a Tubi actor is. So what separates a great actor from a mediocre one, regardless of the platform? I want to know, what do you think makes an actor great? Because, you know, we know they say, oh, Tubi actors can't act. I've seen some mainstream films where the actors, you know, they're not 100% amazing as well. So in your own words, what do you feel separates mediocre from a great actor?
Who you asking?
Yeah.
Right, are we going in alphabetical order? Like, what are we doing?
Okay, let's go backwards again, Ashley.
Jump in.
Yeah, you guys can just jump in.
Okay. Do you want me to go first, or you want to? Anybody that want to?
Anybody can jump in. Since you started talking, go.
Okay. Got the question. What separates a Tubi actor from, or a great actor from, a mediocre one?
Mm-hmm.
From a director standpoint, I'll say fluidity. Sometimes the biggest stickler for I would say less experienced actors is that they don't really have the ability to completely adapt to their character. You ever seen someone that looks like they're acting? It's one of my pet peeves. If there's an actor that looks like they're acting, it already tells me that you're not really one with your character. And so it's so hard to give all of yourself and really, really nail that performance. And so I would say how fluid a person can be within their character is a great distinction between those that are mediocre at their craft and those that are talented or, you know, a bit more advanced.
Okay.
Well, I would say, because that was what Ashley said is solid. But what I would add to that is commitment to the craft. Like, if you ain't committed, because for some people it's a hobby, right? And it shows. But for others, there's commitment and there should be growth within that commitment. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't to it like, you know, we yeah, we so Raymond is from the city, so he understands what I'm about to say. We tend to turn things into a hustle, right? From Detroit. So which ain't nothing wrong with. I've always get your money as long as nobody ain't getting hurt or killed and nothing like that. You know, cool. I'm not mad at that. But when does the craft matter though? You know, when does the craft matter? So I would say commitment to the craft.
I like that.
I would say a passion, and to follow back what Marcus said, the hustle of it. Doing this because this is what you love to do. Being directable. That you don't know everything, and also taking some classes, getting some professional training to do better and to bring value to the productions that you're working on too, because the actors should be growing as well as the production team.
Yes.
As the production of the film.
Thanks.
So is this really what you're supposed to be doing, or is it a hustle? Because you're going to see it on the camera with consistency too, because if you're not getting better, that's also in question. What are you doing? So
that's
like
what I add
that's
to
what
it.
it is for him.
Important for the training and getting that practicing person. I like to do theater. Theater keep you sharp. You know what I'm saying? So you have to like she said, perfect it. You can't just be settle for, okay, I'm doing movies. And a lot of people, like you say, in the city, they doing movies, and just to be like, I'm doing movies, I think I'm gonna make 100,000, I'm gonna make this movies, but they don't know what it takes to put what it goes into doing these movies and these projects. Man, it's a lot. So, and then if you want to get better, like you said, you got to have a passion, because you got to have a passion.
Nope. And Emily, you went? No,
not yet. I would say self-awareness and self-honesty, because if you as an artist are not able to be aware of all these different experiences that you're having, or all these different opinions and feelings that are inside of you, your characters are not going to be able to access that either. So the more self-awareness and self-honesty that you have, I think that allows you to, handle criticism well, and to apply things and to grow and to truly hear other people when you're able to go, oh, maybe that wasn't my best work, instead of like just being defensive. So I think having that awareness and honesty with yourself, so you can share it with the world in your craft.
It's so funny. A lot of your responses are segueing into my other questions, and that we're on it, y'all. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, a lot of actors that are in movies on Tubi get criticized a lot. And Sharika said, trying to master your craft, taking classes. Emily said self-awareness, and I know I don't remember. Somebody said passion, and Ashley said fluidity. Now, do you think some of the, how do I word it? Some of the criticism, the unfair criticism they receive is deserved? And I'm not saying it to someone who, this is your first movie or even your second movie. I'm talking about someone that's been doing it for, let's say, they're on like their sixth movie at this point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's hated, and I get a lot of hate for my honesty, but in all fairness, I'm even honest with myself. And so when it comes to, and I also think it's a big part of helping us, our community, grow. I think it's really important for us to understand that we're really all in this together, and that we are the birthing place for the next stars. When people think about, all of these people that come out the woodworks, like I said yesterday, no one knew who Aaron Pierre was before Aaron Pierre did. You know what I mean? He didn't have that fame. And so he was just like us, working in independent films or smaller projects where, he may not have seen the kind of exposure that he wanted. But when it comes to these projects and how some of us aren't growing, if we don't realize that your success is a part of my success, If we don't understand that if you get a $2 million deal and you're in my community, that could also benefit me. Our growth is pivotal to our success. And so anytime that doesn't happen, I have a very school-like mentality when it comes to it. I tell people right now, don't ask me no opinion on nothing, because when I don't lie, you're gonna be offended. And and so I can take it just as much as I can dish it. So yeah.
And I just want to piggyback. It's so funny because earlier today I posted that I do not come to me if you don't want don't ask my opinion, because I'm gonna tell you. But I always tell people I try to give a positive and then the negative, because you don't want to start with a negative and then, because you're already at that point, you don't make me feel bad. I don't want to hear no more. So tell me something.
Criticism makes you better.
It'll make right. And so and you guys don't have to answer every question, just so you know. I don't want you to feel like, oh, we gotta answer all. So if you want, you're welcome to. But if you don't have anything to say, you don't have to. All right. If that's
I wanted to play devil's advocate if I had a chance.
I think the criticism is needed if you can take it and then take that and make your next project better. That's how you got to see it, because that's exactly what we do. And people don't understand filmmaking, so you got to eat the meat and throw away the bone. Throw away that don't nourish you, and take that. It's some stuff that people say that you could get better in. So take that and moving forward, use that and allow it. Use it to make good energy out of it. Is what you do with criticism, because most of the people that's criticizing movies, they don't know what it takes to make it. And it's helpful along the way if you take it and then that next project make those corrections and make those changes, especially for actors and producers. So it's needed. People may not do it right. They may be a little mean with it, but if you got badger skin, you can get back up from it and just show them on the next project. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
And that's the mentality to have. I wanted to question, what do y'all feel about the people? Because I see like your question with how long people have been doing it. I know there's people in this industry that's been doing it for the past 30 years, and we're still making poor quality media. There's no growth from their first film to their 15th or their 22nd one. And so sometimes exactly, and it feels like commitment and passion is not enough, because they're committed. They have the passion. Some of these people are very they love storytelling. At their core, they're storytellers. But it'd be like, man,
they're not increasing that knowledge. They're not taking classes. They're not looking at videos. They're not contacting people who are better than them. Also, getting in the room with people that are better than you, talking with people that are better than you is helpful too. And that's humbling in itself. So
I agree 100% with Sharika. I was about to say that, because we look at commitment and we be like, I am committed. I got 30-something movies out. Yeah. Are you growing?
And 2 of them are
growth. You know what I'm saying? I can't be committed to making a cake, and every time I make it, it sucks. You get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make it any better. You know what I'm saying? Every time they say I don't like the taste, I don't like the texture. So at some point, that growth has to kick in. One of the things that you just said was, and I get passionate, so I'm trying to keep calm. But one of the things Sharika just said was, get you a freaking mentor. How come you somebody better than you? How come you not reaching? That's a level. That's the problem in our community. We don't want to say, "Hey, you're right." Humbly, how do I get up here with you? You know what I'm saying? I have friends in the industry, y'all, that stay on. That they got their shows on Netflix and Hulu and all these other things. I mean, they're consistently working. You don't think I'd be like, "Hey, let me take you to lunch. Let's sit down and talk." Lunch on me, tell me what I gotta do. Oh, you throwing an acting class? I know you my friend since high school, but how much is your class that I gotta pay for to learn? We always want to hand out, and that it bothers me. But then when we get the critiques, they always say things like, "Oh, y'all just being hard on your people." Well, at some point, you bragging 50 movies in and 45 of we need to figure something out. Sorry,
Yes.
I'm done.
But
That's
I do
true.
I'm sorry, Emily. I just want to piggyback too. You can reach out to mentors, and because, for instance, with me with my podcast, I want to get way better. You know what I mean? It's levels to it, and sometimes you'll reach out, and that's like you said. That's the first thing I say. Hey, if you charge, let me know. I don't have a problem paying. But some people, even with you saying that you're going to pay them, they're gatekeepers. They don't want to do it. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, it's better to reach out to someone that's not, familiar with you, because I've
That's true.
that. Yeah.
That's true.
And then
And-
the environment, I think the environment being right too, like the timing and what you're asking for being appropriate. Because I've had people hit me on some, hey, you want to come and edit a whole film for free? Teach me how to do what you do. And it's, you always want to help. But then I think we also need to realize that we are in a business, and not everybody that we come across has our best intentions. And so you can't go around just giving everything that you have, because that would builds regret. I've experienced that. I'm a open book, and I've learned, like, you can't not only can you not tell everybody everything, but everyone doesn't want it, and everyone isn't going to grow. You can lead the horse to the water, but you can't like get his neck and make it drink.
But let's build a relationship first. That's another thing too, because people don't know they don't care what you know until they know how much you care. And sometimes just you hitting someone up and they ain't never heard of you too, that could be intimidating too. Like, what's going on here? So sometimes start building a rapport with people and then go into those types of questions as you build a relationship.
Yeah,
Because I know that.
Definitely build the rapport in the relationship, but also realize work with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because I work with people and I've seen, I've tried to grow and I see like they not growing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they help on this project, and then if you have work with people like he said that don't humble themselves and want to listen, then it's like you have to watch who you work with, because you don't want to get caught up in that that web of, I don't know how his movie gonna turn
cycle.
Yeah. Emily, you were gonna say something?
Oh yeah, I mean, just echoing what everyone else is saying. Acting is just one of those things that works better when you're seen and heard by someone else. I mean, if you're acting in a vacuum, you're only going to grow so much with your own critique. You need that sharp friction.
Yeah.
And I do think that's why specifically the Tubi audience is such a benefit, is they'll say it. Like, you'll definitely know what they think about your work. You don't really have that feedback loop from many other sources in this space. The other thing I was going to say is I wonder if it is a cultural difference to a degree, because I was raised Asian, and my people will say it to your face. Like, they'll let you know. You don't even have to pay them. They'll like pay you how much you suck. So, just getting that honest, that critical voice. I've had to overcome it in training, because sometimes it can be really loud that it stops me from actually performing well. But I, because it was so hardwired into me, I almost critique myself when I watch my own work. And I know, we all do that. But I think that I wonder if there's a cultural difference there in terms of, receiving the feedback, or just knowing that it's coming from a good place of wanting to sharpen or help.
Yeah.
And then there's a thing where
that's true.
My grandmother used to always say, it's not what you say, it's the way in which you say it.
It's how you say it.
So that
in my defense, because as a person that's been like, I taught my education, not just to say, oh, I went to school for it, but to say that I've researched different elements of film that I utilize to critique whether someone's performance or whatever they did was well or not. I feel like a lot of us in this industry are just big-headed. We're big-headed and we're not approachable. I come from with there being education, my teacher will email it, write it, put it in a letter, and mail it if he had to, saying that was trash. Do it again. You got a 50 on an assignment. And mind you, I went to school for cinematography. I went to school for film. And so that honest feedback is something that I'm used to, but not a lot of us are. And even when I say, like, if I was to break down someone's story and I say, well, hey, I didn't see an inciting incident, I didn't see a first plot point. I don't see a moral premise. I'm not recognizing the theme. The framing was off. Everything was blown out. Your shadows are crushed. The performance seemed forced. You know, if I'm listing real things, even from a standard or technical standpoint, and we're still getting upset, we're still bothered because someone had the audacity to tell you that wasn't it. We get that a lot.
Yeah. And I want to say too, we're gonna on Monday. I was on Marcus's live. He does Monday monologues every Monday, but he turns it into classes, and it was really great. And he talked about real actor versus Tubi actors. So I was excited about that because I wanted to talk about it. One of the points that he did mention was professionalism. Do you feel that a Tubi actor, well, let me not say that, an actor that's in a movie on Tubi is as professional as a actor on mainstream films? We're not going to say real actors because everybody's an actor that acts. So I want Marcus to kind of piggyback on that because he talked about it on Monday and it was very interesting because I've seen some things.
So yeah, Monologue Monday, 6 p.m. every Monday. I don't miss it, so y'all join in. And you can do a monologue on there, and I give out free information, literally for 45 minutes, just free info on the industry, be it independent or mainstream. So professionalism is lacking in the Tubi arena. You know, I still shouldn't be seeing a completed film and I can see Mike Packs. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not just saying this is stuff that I've recently watched. You know what I'm saying? The movie is good, but it's just like certain things I shouldn't be seeing that. But as far as like actors, I've been on set with people where the movies go to Tubi, where they just learn their lines on set. You know what I'm saying? I've been on set with people where they don't understand their character, they don't understand the story, or you know, it's not just like where you're talking with somebody and you kind of figure out something within the scene and the story. I'm talking about just as actors now, together, like just sitting down talking like, oh, I didn't realize that. I'm talking about, oh, I ain't know that because I didn't read that far. How you ain't read the whole script? How you ain't read the whole script? You only read your part. How do you even understand what is your character fighting for? Does your character win or lose? And how do you approach that? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just they're lacking that part. Did you analyze this script? You know what I'm saying? Did you break down scene by scene? What's the big win? What's the big loss? Like those, if you talk like that, now you're doing too much, right? Boy, y'all gonna make me honest.
Now, but wait, I want to pause. I want you to pause right there. I want you to pause because you have been on mainstream film. You were on Empire. For a lot of people that's on, they don't know you were on Empire. You know, that was huge. I had a lot of seasons. And seeing that with, you know, individuals that are in movies that are in Tubi compared to that set, as far as what do you think will happen in that case? Or what have you seen? Because you've been there, you've experienced it.
Okay, so a lot of my scenes were with Gabourey Sidibe, and everybody knows her as Precious, but she plays Becky. She played Becky on Empire.
Yeah.
So one thing that I noticed was that her confidence brewed from her preparation, right? She was so prepared that like she knew everybody's lines, she knew everybody's thing. It was brilliant to watch, actually. You know what I'm saying? And she could cut it on and cut it off. But one thing that I noticed was, ooh, y'all gonna get me in trouble. But one thing that I noticed was I was able to only worry about acting. Here we go. Here we go. I know that certain productions and stuff do not have the backing, the funding, the money as other productions. I understand that. But it costs nobody nothing to be professional. It costs nobody nothing. So I didn't have to worry about my wardrobe. I didn't have to worry about when lunch was. I didn't have to worry about where was I held up as an actor. All I had to do was, when it's time for you to come on set, or when we say action, after we went through blocking, go. So I didn't have to worry about who was doing hair and makeup. And let me just say, men do not get the same treatment in hair and makeup as women. Just saying. Hey, we
That is true.
got blemishes. We got spots we don't want seen too. You know what I'm saying? But that's me. I'm just saying, you're asking me about my differences on there. And the difference was all I had to do was worry about acting. So literally I had nothing to worry about but knowing my character and knowing my lines and knowing my story. That was it. If we can create that environment, you don't have to have the money yet. But if we can create that environment of professionalism where all I got to do is show up and do my job. I understand you don't have wardrobe. I understand some independent films, you got to bring your own wardrobe. That's fine too. I ain't tripping about that, but let's do pre-production. Wardrobe can have all my wardrobe weeks ahead of time. So that way, and they know what I'm wearing for which scene. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So that was the biggest difference. As far as the acting goes, I take away from nobody that I was on Empire with. I know actors right now in their living room waiting on that opportunity that could have did the same thing that those other people I was on set with. It's just opportunity, really, for most people. It's just really giving those people opportunity. But were they professional? Yes. Did they know their lines? Yes. Did they understand the story? Absolutely. Did they give me something to work with? Yes. Even when they weren't on screen, because sometimes we got to do somebody else's close up or we're doing it over the shoulder. They're not giving you that same emotion that you need to deliver, but you didn't give it to them, but they're not throwing it back at you. All this stuff is stuff that I've seen and learned and a whole bunch more, but I don't want to talk the whole time.
And do you think that's why there's a stigma, I guess you would say, that they're not real because they don't master certain things? Because, that's basically what we're talking about, the difference between them and individuals that are in movies.
Because a painter is a painter no matter when they start.
Right.
So that doesn't make them real or not real. It's just that what level are they on? How much have they learned?
Mm-hmm. That's what I would say. I think professionalism in regards to the set that you're on, I think there's a stigma. Like when we say like actors that are on Tubi versus actors that are in mainstream, I don't think we realize how small the Black independent cinema section of Tubi really is. And we don't realize that they also have classics, blockbuster classics on Tubi. So, saying a Tubi actor is different than Channing Tatum is a Tubi actor. Denzel Washington is a Tubi actor. These are all people that are also on Tubi. I understand that, set and preparation are huge, but there are also major budgeted films, studio, productions that don't have that. The script is not even done, but they're going through production and they're trying to get something done. So I think for me, the professionalism or what really separates them is their ability to actually execute. And that's what I feel like a lot of us in the indie realm don't necessarily always have. Like we may have the passion, some of us may even have the know-how, but to me, it goes back to the question, do y'all think that every art could be taught? Because people they're treating filmmaking like that. They're treating filmmaking like anybody could do it. It's for everybody that wants to learn it. But the reality is, I'll never be a painter. I'll never be a singer. No matter how much I practice, I work, and I stay committed, those are not my expertise. That's not what I thrive in. And a lot of us that are in this in indie, not only are we not as experienced, but we don't have the skill set. That's why we're not delivering. It's not that she didn't know the line, but when she was giving that line to you, she ain't know how to be nothing but monologue because she does not have that skill set or he does not have that skill set. And so to me, professionalism equates to trained. Are you a trained professional? Are you a trained actor or actress in this realm?
Marcus talked about script, right? She knew the script, the whole entire script. Do you feel that's why some of the actors and Sharika, you work in every avenue because you're a family-based production. Do you think that, and I'm directing that to you because you see it everywhere, the script, from the writing to the editing and everything. Do you feel like scripts are one of the reasons why the actor might appear to be not as good?
That's a very, very good question, because that's something that we've been dealing with as a family. And that's something that we've been taking classes on is script writing, like getting trained and knowing what that plays a big part in the actor's ability to deliver. because bad dialogue can make even some of your best actors look horrible. So also the writing is very important when it comes to the independent film, because when you look at independent films, some stuff is just off. Sometimes you don't really know if the actor's gifted because you can't get past the crap that they saying. That the dialogue of the movie as well. So script is very important. And it's crazy that you asked me that, because we're right there with moving into our next project, Track 48, and people will see some difference in the dialogue of the script, because that's what you're supposed to do. Like, find your weak areas and fix that for your next project, you know? So that's a very big part with actors. But also going back to what Ashley said, is this what God called you to do? Or you doing it because everybody else is doing it? You know, and that's a problem too, because after I've been seeing you do 40 movies and there's been no change, I mean, I shouldn't even be questioning. You should be asking yourself, if this what the Lord want me to be doing? You know, so that's another thing. Is this what you're supposed to be doing? Is this your purpose in life? Because like she said, it ain't gonna never, if this ain't what you're supposed to be doing, and this is just not your area, your strength. Some people supposed to be a plumber, somebody supposed to be an electrician, but everyone wants to be, they want this glamour, they want the acting, and you can tell people who really have the gift, and they like right there. They just need a little more training, a little more study, a little more mentorship. And then there's some people like, I don't know if this is for them. So yeah, the dialogue is everything as well. The script is a big part.
I love it.
That's a great response. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Raymond.
I said sometimes you have to tell people you can do stuff behind the scenes, because everybody not
Come on. Help us with the lights.
Grab that boom, you know what I'm saying? And because people want to be around and involved sometimes, but sometimes you don't have to be the person in front of the camera. You can still make a difference, you know what I'm saying, doing something else, you know, because like she said, everybody ain't got it.
Finesses, I think defining what an actor is varies for the person being act. Some may feel if you haven't been to Hollywood or hasn't had an acting coach, you aren't real.
Interesting. What can I reply to that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What do y'all feel about that?
So this is my thing, and I think Ashley kind of said it too, and I said it towards the end of my last statement. You are a painter, no matter if your painting is in a museum, your art is in a museum, or if it's in your basement, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there are levels, and you can have the best eye for painting, and your color patterns can be amazing, but there's always more levels. And if you cannot get to that level on your own, you need a coach. You need to be trained. There's a reason why I just had an audition for Chicago PD. There's a reason why they ain't calling me directly saying, Marcus, we want you. They may say Marcus audition, but they're not saying Marcus, we want you. And they'll call somebody else and say, hey, we want you. Because there's levels. And you got to understand that okay. That's not a bad thing. Nobody's saying that you're not a real actor because you don't have coaching and classes. But we're saying if you want to get to other levels, coaching and classes comes into play. Becoming more trained. My first film that I ever seen me in, I cringed like, oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was I doing? But that was prior to class and learning and reading and studying it and getting better. I'm sorry for anybody out there that's just starting that's saying, like, you know, I don't need to. One thing I hate is when people say I don't got to audition. That's crazy to me. But anyways, when it's people, you'll be surprised. People don't think they have to audition. But it's interesting to me that we'll take everything else in steps, but when it comes to this acting, because everybody wants to be famous, they'll just, I don't got to do that. I don't got to do that. My uncle got money. He said he'll put 100,000 in for my movie, and I know a couple of my friends. We all funny together. We could do a comedy. Like, oh man, that's a shipwreck waiting to happen. Like, and your uncle will be mad when he don't get his investment back. You know, absolutely. There's levels to it. There's levels to it, and Tubi is not the end all be all. I want to say that since I got the floor. Tubi is not the end all. Other platforms to be on. So don't make nobody make you think like if we're not doing it on as one platform, we're not real. You know what I'm saying? Or I haven't arrived. Other platforms, but it's not saying that you're not a real actor. Nobody's not saying that because you haven't taken any classes, but there are levels, and so you have to go up. And every time you go up, you got to learn from somebody else that knows a little more than you.
I agree.
And I think that's all with me. Oh, I'm sorry.
Janetta says the director has a hand in the performance of the talent as well. I've seen actors deliver an amazing performance while working with certain directors, and I've seen those same actors appear mediocre or lacking energy while working with others.
That's true too.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
Absolutely. And I think that goes back to what Marcus was saying in regards to the quality of the production. Sometimes the quality of the production will tear talent down before they even get a chance to perform. You got 30 of your homeboys on set. None of these men, these people have anything to do with the production. Y'all got somebody smoking cigars in the other room. They watching a fight in the other room. You know, they laughing and joking, but you got a crime scene. Your husband died, and you gotta bear your heart. But we cracking up. You know, before we say action, all of those things, the nature of the environment, you know, even if you don't have a budget, it doesn't mean that you can't be professional. You can't be considerate. Sometimes those things can really weigh down on your talent before your talent even has a chance to shine.
Yep.
That's so true, Ashley.
Facts.
I had an experience. I did a 48-hour film, and the director, I think he didn't quite care for me. You know, I don't like to talk about bad business on the air like this, but you know, truth be told, not everyone is going to be your fan.
Right.
And I don't think he cared for me ultimately. He wasn't even in the room when my scene was being shot. So I didn't have the direction. So, you know, that for me, that was just unusable footage, of course. And that was pretty early in my acting career. But then you've got other directors who, you know, that creative synergy is just there, and they're able to, you know, you feel empowered, you feel supported. And as a result, you get a really strong performance that's, you know, really great highlight for your reel. So it just depends. But I don't know that we can reduce it to like this one person, are they professional or not? But there's so many factors. Even at a macro level, I think something that we forget sometimes is we're seeing this boom in the indie space now coming off of the writer's strike, the recent writer's strike, that even though it passed, we haven't really seen the recovery that I think a lot of people were hoping for. And in response to that, indie got really busy because where else are we going to create? Like, creators going to create, we got to go somewhere. So I think that's why things picked up the way that they did. But yeah, I really resonated with what you said.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is true too. I feel like maybe some, you know, gravitated towards that because that's the only option they had. I think something like people that know me know I always say I don't want no more than 5 lines. I'm not an actor. I'll jump in. I've worked on set where I've had to jump in, but it's not my calling. That's definitely not my. Now a PA
to the actors.
Right. I'm gonna work my butt off behind that scene. I don't do PA scripty, crafty. I do it all, but that acting ain't for me. That's why I really like tip my hats off to you guys, because 80 pages and you're in 70 of those, like 20 of the scenes from that's you know what I'm saying. I'm telling you, it's not easy. And that's why
so true.
I go so hard, and I have conversations with people, and I say I've been on set, and I've always loved film, and I don't even, when I went on the first set, it was in LA, it was independent, and I saw from the beginning, from the casting to when we were on it was arguments, we was crying, we were mad, we wasn't talking, we were doing what we had to do. So it's so much that goes into it, and like I believe Emily said it, it's a reflection. No, Ashley said it. What we're doing is reflecting on the actors, so they're not producing because they're trying to figure out, what's going on with them, instead of studying their lines and being focused. So that's a big thing, for sure. And without a director in the room, Emily, how are you getting direction? You know
I wasn't.
That's crazy.
See, these are things that happen behind the scenes that people don't know why Emily should have been crying, but she looks mad. instead of,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? So these are some of the things I feel is the reason why they call them Tubi actors, because they don't know what's happening behind the scene. And of course you won't know that because you don't know what's happening in let's say the Matrix. You don't know what happened before they did that scene, but you know, I feel like we just gotta try to be a little lenient towards the independent if they're growing. I gotta say that. If they're not growing, then yeah, what you doing? What are you doing? But I just have two more questions, and I don't want you guys to say that only because you know you guys this is what you do. So one of my questions: have you seen a film on Tubi, an independent film that you feel is totally award worthy? Whether you've been in it or you weren't in it, it's just a film that you think for sure can be award worthy. And I asked that because I did my award show, and if you don't know, my award show is viewers' choice, people's choice. And so some people were a little livid that certain films were nominated, and you know certain films might have won in the last year, this year, or whatever the case may be. And I didn't pick it; the people did. You know what I mean? So if there is a film that you guys feel this award worthy outside of people's choice, you've watched, and the cinematography was great, the acting was amazing, the color grading, just everything about it.
I'm gonna be real with you right now, and y'all probably gonna hate me. And mind you, as I am a professional DP out here, I work for other people.
It's these words for me: professional, real, to be okay.
I think that even the films that I've shot or I've been a part of are Oscar worthy? No. I think right now in Houston, we're focused on just being better, or at least, you know, that's what my mind is. It's not necessarily perfectionism, but just not doing what we did the last go round. And so those counts as wins for us. Right. But if we showed all them movies at the Oscars in front of Viola, in front of my crush, don't judge me. And when I say don't judge me, I mean don't judge me. Angela Bassett. I know she is 2 times my age. But that woman is
that's okay.
Listen, if she ever wanted a sugar baby.
Janetta, you hear that? Okay.
She knows. But no, you know, they wouldn't go home with anything. And I don't say that to be bashful or to be mean or anything like that. It's just being completely honest. My admiration for cinema comes from movies like The Terminator, Matrix, What About Bob? You know, these old classic blockbuster films. And I can honestly say that I'm not there in recreating that quality and that kind of media yet. And when I do, I'll gladly accept my awards. You know, until then, I'm a humble admirer of those that can get it right.
Okay.
That would be my exact answer. Yeah. Because it's so much growing to do, and you just keep putting out, you keep working. So it's too much growing to do for any of us to think that way on Tubi. You know, like there should be even a goal to get off to for our movies to land somewhere else first.
Thanks.
You know, we have that time a long while before it hits Tubi. You know, so that is definitely, it's a lot of growth. And even this conversation should be motivating and inspiring to other filmmakers. Like, let's get to work, let's get better, let's change some things. Because that question, first of all, it takes humility to say, no, our stuff ain't hitting for you to be submitting it to the Oscars, and that there's room for growth. And this should motivate the whole independent industry as a whole. Like, we got to get to work and start taking this stuff serious. And the goal is not Tubi. This is where we start, but this is not where we're going to finish. And that should be the mindset. If you're really in this for real and this is really what you want to do, this is not the goal to stay here. Right. It's just the start of it.
That's why I hate that term Tubi actor. I hate that. I
Yeah.
mean,
Right.
I mean, it to me, everybody is actors. You know what I'm saying? The movies
Yep.
that some people doing end up on Tubi, okay, but some of their movies
Yeah.
on Amazon or other platforms as
Yeah.
well.
YouTube TV.
You know, so
Yeah.
I just hate that Tubi actor, because we got a lot of good actors and that's doing independent films. I know some that's real close to being Oscar worthy actors because they do real good work. You know what I'm saying? But we all, like you said, we all have to grow with our projects. I don't believe anybody ready to get a award winning Oscar for their film right now. But
Yeah.
you just got to keep working and get better, and then we'll get there. We gonna get there.
Yep. Yep.
I think I echo everything that everybody says, and just you're only as good as your last project. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, and to hear y'all say that like this, I'm like, oh, I'm in the right group today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the say, like, yeah, no, like realistically, no, we have work to do. But like Sharika was saying, this conversation should have you amped. Like, ooh, I can't wait.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
can't wait for anything after that. Like, makes you really want to put out better projects and more quality projects, I should say.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It should make us all want to, like she said, get to work. And I think that's what a lot of us don't do. A lot of us don't understand the kind of commitment that it takes off of set in order to be able to show up to set better. Like,
Mhm.
a lot of us are not taking courses. We're not taking classes. Like, you don't know how many DPs I know that when you ask them, like, well, what do you do in your downtime? Cinematography ain't it. There is no shooting outside of being on set. A lot of actors aren't acting unless they have an audition or they have a film to be a part of. You're not practicing lighting and gaffing unless you're actually on set. And so, if you're a gaffer and you have that equipment, you should have 10 different scenes set up in your home, 10 different lighting set up in your home. If you're a DP, whether you have your phone or a DSLR camera or a cinema camera, you should be setting up test shots, testing depth of field and focus. If you're an actress, we should have a monologue almost every other day. This is what we do. And like Denzel say, when we say, I'll see you at work, I'm talking to a professional, another heavy hitter that I believe to be just like me. When we get to work, we about to put this in. We about to go to work and figure out what we're doing for our life. Am I supposed to be sad? Do I deliver it hype? We're there to execute. And that's what a lot of us aren't in the mentality of doing. We still think that when we get on set, we're practicing. But no, the practice is off of set.
It's over.
Execution is on set.
Now, with all what you guys saying, all of that, right? They gotta, groom themselves, level up, and practice their craft, and so forth. The independent industry is raking in the buck, or they're not. I don't want to just say bucks, but they're really. I think they said Tubi had how many views? Million, like 9 million. I could be wrong.
97
So
a month.
how bad could it be? I guess if they're doing that, what do you guys think? Because
so reality is still a thing, right? Like, people like to watch people fight, get drunk, and crazy stuff. So there's always going to be an audience for a certain type of soap opera. You get what I'm saying? There's always going to be an audience for it, but that doesn't mean that we're delivering the best product. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that, some people like to watch World Star Hip Hop and watch people fight. Is that, is that you know what I'm saying? So just because people are watching it, I want you to watch it to watch us win. I don't want you to watch it so we get a conversation in a group on Facebook.
Exactly.
And don't let people hype you up to slow you down.
Right.
Even when people are telling you how good something is, you know what it really is. So people hype you up to slow you down. So you gotta also, even with the confidence,
I gotta write that one down, baby.
You gotta know the changes you gotta make from the inside. Like, so people could be like, "Oh, that's tight, man. This you so bad. You did this." You better know them changes you gotta make when you come down from that high. About what people are saying. So that's another thing. And Tubi has they have like the biggest interactive audience. So of course, this is like, that's why people they're like the You know, that audience is a mess because it's a whole bunch of them. That's Tubi's audience. That's their audience. So you can't be deceived by what you see, because what you don't see is realer than what you do see.
Right.
So you can't get caught up in everything too. You gotta stay focused on your vision and what you plan on doing in the industry.
Indeed.
So that's where it's at as well.
I don't know how many times I've seen people, because it's such a small world, it's such a small industry, and so what people say, get back to one another in one way or another. The same people that I see telling others, "Oh yeah, nah, y'all, they killed it." As soon as they get in your inbox or a private conversation, man, that shit was trash. I can't believe they did that like that. Why did they show that like that? It's to her point. Sometimes people are just afraid to tell the truth, but we have to realize, again, it's competition. To some people, you're an amazing filmmaker as long as you're not a threat to them, because we have a lot of people trying to perceive themselves to be number one or the top. And so if I tell you that your trash is great, a lot of people will stay right there at that trash level because they think it's great. So I think that was so real.
Yeah, hype you up the slow. I like that.
You got to know where you want to go, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Can't just settle. You got to know. Okay, that was nice. Okay, well, wait for the next one then. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Having your own standard, not let anyone inform that, but like, I could do better than that. I'm gonna do that.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I'm telling you, that's gonna be the new thing. Don't let people hype you up to slow you down. That's real. And my final question, and then we have a question in the comment section. It's directed to you, Ashley, about cinematography. I said you were supposed to be on the show last night. That was her interview day, not today. But I'm gonna go ahead and let her answer it. I'm gonna let you answer it, and then we're tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm having a discussion match about real versus quote unquote Tubi actors, and I have Raymond Frank here with me, Ashley Brantley, Emily Mahoney, Marcus Woods, and Sharika Bray. They're all in the industry. They've worked pretty much everything on the set, so I chose you guys. You know what they say? You're handpicked. You were handpicked for this a time such as this, and so I'm glad that you guys are here. I feel like this is a really great conversation. And it's fair. Everybody's been fair and just honest with each other. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for that. I always say my show wouldn't be my show without amazing people coming on to share different things like this. So if you guys are in the comments, you're welcome. Drop a comment so that they know that you're here. And thank you all for tuning in as well too. So he asks, what do you do to practice? Basically, what are you doing to master your craft? You're going to respond to that. I'm going to ask the final question.
I do a lot. So a lot of what I try to do comes from work that I admire. And I learned that in school. A lot of us don't study enough. We don't watch movies for the sake of really just observing what are the creative decisions that we're making, that our peers are making, that's working. So studying is a big part of that. I have like all different kinds of associations with people that actually teach you how to do what they do, like the director or the DP from Stranger Things and other major productions. They have this like American Cinematographer magazine where they really give you all of the info that you need into like how to recreate the very images that they created. So I study with that a lot. And then I also get behind the camera. If I want to see how a lens looks, if I want to see, what does an 85 look like with this vision and this camera, I'm to the point to where I can look at a movie and tell if it was shot, what it was shot by. I can look at the color science that's being displayed and say, yeah, no, that's Sony because as the light is bending like that, or that's Ari because the peaks are acting that way, or this is really shadowy or contrasty, so it was likely shot with a red. But those kind of things, like the biggest part of mastering cinematography is understanding your tools. And so practice those tools in whatever way you can. I also draw. Your imagination is key. Sometimes your directors don't have the frame. They don't know how to shoot it best. And that's what you're there for. And so create frames in your mind, put them down on paper, and then actually try to go and shoot it and see how close can those two come into alignment. So, yeah.
I hope she answered your question.
I have fun.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like, I don't know none of that stuff, but I want to get better. I want to do real reviews. I do reviews, but I feel like I want to be able to literally break it down as such. But not as deep, just, I don't want to say for fun, but like keep it real and say certain things. And that's why I'm very careful when I do them, and I try not to do them as much. But
Yeah.
And my final question for you guys, do you feel people have said it and made jokes about it, that Hollywood directors wouldn't hire Tubi people that are on movies that were shot on were showed on Tubi, which I don't agree with, because I know people that are in Hollywood movies. So what do you guys feel about that statement?
It's split for me.
Yeah, it's kind of a broad thing, because can they and have they? I'm sure if we all did some research, we could find some people that started off and then kind of got a shot from somewhere else. And I guess to add to that is, as actors that have most of their films on Tubi, if you take on the phrase as a badge of honor as Tubi actor or Mr. or Mrs. Tubi, in their mind, you're only marketable to Tubi because that's what accepted. You get what I'm saying? Now, don't be taking on these titles if Tubi ain't paying you. If Tubi ain't paying you to be Mr. or Mrs.
Come on now.
Don't take on, because they getting rich off of you. That's a whole nother conversation. But what I'm saying is, if that's what you take on, you are slimming your chances for somebody in Hollywood, in any area, be it casting or a director, producer, to look at you, because they're going to say, oh, he's not marketable for our audience. You know what I'm saying? So you slim your chances if you take it, if you embrace it like that. I hope that was an answer. I don't know. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I agree. That's like me teaching elementary school, and people don't know or never knew that I taught high school as well. Because, you're an elementary school teacher. I've done high school too. So I get it, totally get it. I just want to be an educator. That's it. I can educate anybody, you know what I mean? So I totally get it. Let me see. People are texting me saying that they can't see it. I don't know why, but we're on. I know that we're on. And okay. And so I just want you guys to close out. So if somebody just goes to the end of this video and not watch it all the way through, they can hear who you are, what you do, and where you're located. And if you have a movie coming out or one that's streaming now that you would like people to check out, you can go ahead and say it. We can start with Sharika.
I am Sharika Bray from Wichita, Kansas. I am a film producer, and the two latest movies that we done was By Her and To Be Honest. And they're on Amazon and Tubi.
You guys gotta watch To Be Honest. It's funny because it's about a Tubi actor. So make sure you guys watch it. Marcus?
I'm Marcus Woods. My Instagram is I am Marcus Woods, and Facebook is Marcus Woods. TikTok is I am Marcus Woods. I am a professional actor. The latest thing that you can watch,
professional word, okay.
You just gotta say it. What you can go watch of me right now, you can go check out Melanin. You can watch that on the CW or on Tubi. You can also watch a movie called Depart From It. Just dropped on. It comes out this Friday on Amazon. I think Tubi comes later this month too. But Depart From It is something that I'm in now. And follow me on Instagram, Monologue Mondays. Y'all check me out, 6 p.m. every Monday.
Hey, Emily.
My name is Emily Mahoney. I am a professional actor. I also works on Tubi, so I don't think that they're two different things. I think they actually support each other. I have Grit is proudly streaming on Tubi, as well as Do It for the Gram, and Thicker the Berry, Sweeter the Juice 2 should be coming out shortly. So make sure you follow me and connect so you can find out when that drops. It's Emily Mahoney on Instagram, or just Emily Mahoney on Facebook. So hope we connect.
Yes.
And Raymond?
All right, I'm Raymond A. Frank. You can look at me up on Facebook, Raymond A. Frank. On Instagram, I'm TJ Frank. And both of my pages, Ground Floor Productions, is on Facebook and Instagram. Right now, you can check me out on Tubi and Blue Ice. You can also check me out in Love Pain, which is just nominated for a Detroit Filmmaker Award. And then I got Means to an End that's be dropping on Tubi. We just premiered this Friday. That's the movie, I wrote and everything.
All right, we're gonna be watching it and critiquing it. Don't let Ashley watch it, y'all. Lord, don't let her watch
I want y'all to hit me up.
Go to Ashley for
I'm gonna go check them all out.
For some review classes, some review, learn how to review movies. And Ashley.
I'm Ashley Brantley. I'm a filmmaker here in Houston. I write, produce, direct, DP. My social media for Facebook is Ashley Brantley. On Instagram, it's Ash_Lachey. I am goofy, as my grandmother says, class A retarded. So, enter at your own risk. My latest projects, you can find them on Tubi. I have one that I shot, Carmen and Magic, that just released not too long ago. I have another one of my first feature films that I shot that's available on Tubi called Trade Secrets. My personal first feature film has not released yet, but I'm sure to be on Tubi and other platforms coming soon. And I've also shot other work outside of narrative film. Like if you like, what's the show called? Who the Bleep Did I Marry? Those kind of reality TV shows. I've shot in for shows like that as well. So yeah. That's it.
Right. I love it. I appreciate you guys again so much. And y'all are being shy in the comment section, but it's okay. We know you're there. But make sure you're following everyone that's on my platform and reach out if you need help with cinematography. Jump on to Marcus Wood's Monologue Mondays where he gives information. He also does acting classes. Check out Sharika Bray if you're in Kansas or the surrounding area. They're going to have an acting class coming up. And they do everything. So definitely check them out. Emily says she has a lot of expertise. I just like people, and Raymond does writing. So you guys have to connect with people, like they said earlier, that's going to help you hone in your craft and get better at what you're doing. So let them know that you saw them on the Corey Love Show. So thank you guys so much for tonight again, and to all my guests. Without you, there will be no me. And to all my viewers, come back again. So guidance lessons and love everyone. I hope we answered and the match was won. It's real actors, just actors. Actors versus Tubi actors, right? So everyone can agree with that. So all right, y'all. Good night.
Peace. Thanks, love.